Saving and investing? Hello, we are newly married couple. Can't you see we have a life? Well, that's the story of every newly married couple. They have steep expenses for rent, travel to work, leisure, recreation, entertainment, and maybe not clothes and shoes for about a year or two, but post that, clothes and shoes! Yes, of course. एक तो हम young हैं और हम शौकीन हैं, तो why not live life queen size, isn't it? First of all, newly married couples find it very difficult to stick to the shopping to-do list, and they want to decorate their house in the best possible manner, then look their best whenever they are out. Even when there's a friend's wedding, they want to, just look their best. So usually the sticking to a budget kind of a thing does not really hold true for them. And to add to that, every auntie's pressure for you to be on the family way, and that stressful conversation about the expenses about having a baby, and you might not have to you might not be able to work for a while. Oof, it's all too much. How will you cope with all this, my bahurani? The money rule number 1 is take a deep breath. Yes, every newly married couple goes through this, right? So you are not alone. It takes a while for you as a couple to adjust to each other, to understand each other's money habits, and to finally start being comfortable to have a conversation around money. Also, it takes a while for your career to pick up. So, if you get married in like the 20s or early 30s, then your career is just on the starting point, and the salaries might not be the best in your career span. So, this is the time when instead of focusing on stressing about financial planning, you should actually focus on that next promotion. Okay, so I'm with you. Go ahead and get that next promotion. The money rule number 2 for you is to say bye bye to peer pressure. Yes. Now stop comparing your lifestyle with others, especially the other newly married couples. Okay, there's no competition happening, and trying to create a false impression is simply not cool anymore. So make simple, sustainable lifestyle choices and let romance take the place of nasty peer pressure. Now, rule number 3 is very important. Saving is a habit, and like any other habit, it can be inculcated. So, those EMIs and credit card dues can be a real party pooper, my girl. Just try to remember your mom or your daddy's lifestyle. They were the queens of budgeting and saving for those rainy days. Learn from them. Start budgeting your expenses, and gradually you will know what your magic numbers are, and you will start saving some percentage each month. Now, the habit is really important. Rule number 4 is insurance laid out. It's the easiest thing to do because everything's available online. You don't need to worry about calling too many agents, trying to compare too many plans. Without adequate insurance, if any financial liability arises, then it can play havoc with your finances. So take an adequate health cover, even if your company has provided you with one, but make sure that you have, as a couple, you have enough life cover of your own, right? Life insurance. In fact, life insurance should be purchased in the form of a simple, pure term plan. And you will be surprised that if you purchase a life insurance right now, it's going to be extremely cheap rather than purchase it 5 years or 10 years later in your life where the premiums would have gone up. So go ahead and take that life insurance, fire insurance, health insurance. So go ahead, insure yourself and take the best insurances possible right now. Now, rule number 5 is to have a joint emergency fund. I know it's a bit odd to talk about money and when you're newly married, and like sometimes it's just not cool, isn't it? But girl, now you are responsible for your life together. So instead of not having all the funds together, you can at least start creating one pool where both of you can chip in monies, and you can start saving to the tune of, say, 9 months or about a year's monthly expenditure. Maybe if for example, if your monthly expenditure is 50,000 per month, then you should start by saving maybe around 5-6 lakhs. Keep it aside for that rainy day, for some emergencies. Now, emergencies can be of various kinds, so try to park it in a place which is very easy to access. It doesn't have a lock-in period, and it is not volatile asset class like equities. So a fixed deposit or a liquid debt fund would be a good ideal choice to park these kind of monies into. Rule number 6 is my favorite: creating assets. Yes, I know you both are so eager to purchase that dream flat and throw amazing parties in it, but hold your breath. But are you okay to take that additional pressure of an EMI right now? And what about flexibility? As a young couple, what if you decide to move to a different city for work, or maybe just change your job, and you won't be able to sell this house? At least you won't be able to sell a part of it, like maybe a kitchen or a bathroom. So in the initial years, when you are not sure about where you're going to settle, or maybe which locality you want to settle down to, instead of putting all your monies into that dream house, why don't you start creating assets in the form of some financial assets, such as equity and debt funds in the form of mutual funds, right? So there you will have a lot of flexibility. So focus on creating those financial assets first. Now, rule number 7 is pretty simple. Instead of trying to focus on your retirement goals, or maybe planning a pool of assets for your children or their higher education, I'm sure at this point in time, those things don't even occur in your mind, and you feel like, किसने देखा है वो time, like, why do you want to plan so many years ahead? So to begin with the financial planning process, what you can do is think of short-term goals, like maybe like getting your dream car, or maybe you want to create a separate fund for starting up a business, and once you start achieving these goals through your investments, you will be very, very motivated to reach out and start creating baskets for your long-term goals as well, right? So I'm not going to be cruel and ask you to save for retirement right now, but at least start by finalizing your short-term and your mid-term financial goals as a couple. Now, I know that you are that amazing go-getter, all-rounder bahu, right? So the next rule is to learn financial planning yourself, so that you can handle your banker, your insurance agent, or financial planner with confidence. And for this, just register for our upcoming webinar, specially designed for Indian women. To register, you can just log on to wealthaware.in/webinar. I'll see you there.